What's up, everybody? So I haven't had the time nor made the time really to speak on this, but I can't hold my tongue anymore. I just want to go ahead and get some things out there. So here we go. Benn is cleared. Conor Benn is cleared, y'all. Why are fans triggered over this? Why are they still mad and thinking there's some conspiracy or anything else is going on is beyond me. We want these drug testing to be in place. We want all these protocols to be in place. But then when something maybe doesn't go your way that you feel it should go, all of a sudden you think corruption. Now I get it. We haven't really had much to believe because of the sanctioning bodies, and we supposed to believe in them and their rankings and stuff like that. We all understand how those rankings really work. About Conor Benn, so he was cleared. He came out with his own statement, and he did. I like what he put on Twitter as well when he said, or X, "You may see me struggle, but you will never see me quit." And the reason he's saying this is because he went through it, y'all. He went through it. Anytime a public figure is out there and out front with whatever cause or whatever thing they have going on, they're gonna get scolded. They're gonna get, especially in boxing. We all saw what happened with Jarrell Miller. We all know how Jarrell Miller was dumped on when everything went down with Anthony Joshua. So when this happened with Conor Benn and Hearn was siding completely with Benn, some people were like, whoa, wait a minute. You weren't the same, didn't have that same energy with Jarrell Miller. And that is true, but you can't cookie cutter it because the circumstances can be different. Bottom line is, let's focus on VADA, UCAD, focus on these anti-doping agencies and everybody that's involved. The British Boxing Board of Control. We need to put our energy, and I'm saying our as fans, that's where the energy lies. It's not on the fighter. If the fighter thinks that he didn't do anything wrong, and then he appeals whatever decision and he provides the data, and you have the WBC, VADA/VADA, I'm gonna say, because that's really their program that they go with, and then UCAD and the BBOC, because UCAD is who the BBOC goes with. If they clear him, which they both did, that's where your energy should go. It should not be on Conor Benn. And let's go all the way back to October. Y'all remember October 2022? Even then, Benn was talking about clearing his name. And I'm sure a lot of people are like, yeah, sure. That's what everybody says. I'm going to clear my name. Everybody says that. But what he did, he actually went and did it. He took the time to do it. And when he got cleared by the WBC, and they were talking about his B samples invalidating an adverse finding, or you know, all that stuff that they were talking about, and they're saying that he's going to return to the ratings, and as we know, he's now out of the ratings and they're citing inactivity, but they did put him back in the ratings after that. And then you had Chris Van Heerden, Eubank Jr. coming out talking mess about Conor Benn. You had freaking Domino's, UK Domino's out there talking mess about Benn. So you got to understand why he felt the way he felt, y'all. Who wouldn't feel that way? It's like, you talked all this mess about me, so I got a little something for you. I got a little something for you. Here's my middle finger. And I ain't mad at it. F the world. F the world. I'm completely with that. So I say that just to say this. Stop being so dang triggered because he went through a legal process to clear his name and got cleared. Chill, champ, chill. That's what y'all need to do. The man is cleared. Let him get back in the ring. Let him prove what he can do as a welterweight or whatever weight he's going to be fighting at. And then judge him based off what he does in the ring from this point on. This whole, oh, you're a drug cheat. No, he wasn't. That's not proven. The only thing you can say was that he did test positive, but you cannot say that he was doing it on purpose. And you cannot say that he was banned because of it, because he never was. But you can say he was cleared. So let's just move on from that. And I'm going to move on from talking about Conor Benn and this drug situation. And the only thing that I want to talk about with Conor Benn next is once he has a fight date and who is he going to be fighting and what's up with the fight. Is it good or bad? That's definitely was on my mind. So I wanted to discuss a little bit of that. And now we're going to move on to something, because we've got some very positive news that's been dropping. Wood Warrington, found out about that. That's a great fight. But what I want to focus on is the fight announcements that came after that. And this two great women's fights that are going to be coming down the pipe. We got Terry Harper versus Cecilia Braekhus. Terry Harper is the WBA champ, and Cecilia Braekhus was in a mandatory spot really for the WBO, and now they're going to be fighting for that vacant WBO. So the WBA and the WBO will be on the line, and that is going to be a fantastic fight, y'all. So The Terry Harper that we saw, I think is going to be way different than the Terry Harper that we're going to see when she faces Braekhus. Because that Terry Harper that we saw, you got to think she had already peaked. And then Braekhus fell ill, the night before the fight? And so she went and fought the next week. And it was a sluggish, subpar performance. But I expect this performance to be a lot better. I haven't looked at any betting lines or anything like that. But aside from that, expect Harper to pull this out. I just think Cecilia Braekhus' better days are behind her. So I do expect the growing and getting better and better with each fight, Terry Harper to pull this out. And I wouldn't be surprised if Braekhus only won maybe 2 rounds. I would not be surprised if she only won 2 rounds of this fight. I think Harper would be just more active. I think she's going to be throwing more punches. Braekhus, I don't think her punch speed is going to give Harper any trouble. Braekhus is not like a counter puncher. So that's something that troubled Harper when she was in there with fighters like Alicia Baumgartner. So she's not going to have that issue with Braekhus. So I expect Harper to break her down. And I'm not saying she's going to stop Cecilia Braekhus. I don't see a stoppage coming in this. But I definitely think Harper's going to pull out the victory. And another announcement that we had was Chantel Cameron versus Katie Taylor 2. So that's going to be in November 25th. That's going to be a fantastic fight. But I don't see this going well for Taylor. So you have Braekhus and Harper fighting. And I think Harper's going to handle Cecilia Braekhus. And you got Cameron Taylor fighting. And I think Cameron's going to handle Katie Taylor. I think she's going to beat her easier this fight than she did last. I don't think Taylor can do much more with Cameron, and I think Cameron can do better. But I don't question what Katie Taylor's doing. Of course, she lost. She had that rematch clause, and she wants her get back. And that makes sense. This is her first L. She wants to get that get back. So I commend her for doing that. It's going down again in 3 Arena in Dublin, but I don't see it changing. The outcome's not going to change. And I may get back into that. This is just, since it was announced, this is what I wanted to talk about. But a potential deep dive, I might do that later. But I just like to talk about the fights in general, especially when they're just on my mind. Another fight that has me interested is at straw weight, minimum weight, whatever you want to call it. Let's just say 105. So at 105 in the women's division, Yokasta Valle and Sanisa Estrada have been circling each other for a while now. It is time for them to meet in the ring. So they've been going back and forth, right? We know Valle was signed with Golden Boy, or at least fighting on Golden Boy cards. Then you have Estrada, who was formerly Golden Boy, went to Top Rank, and as soon as she went to Top Rank, that's when Valle went to Golden Boy. So either way, with Estrada, after her fight, her recent fight, she had said she can just hand me those belts right now because when we fight, it's going to be bad for her. Like, she thinks she's going to beat Valle, no problem. It's not going to be an issue. And Yokasta Valle, of course, she feels different. They're both unified champs. And I see that fight is going to be maybe 75-25 Estrada if you're thinking, but I think it's a little bit closer than that. I really do. If you watch Denise Estrada's last fight, you can see she can be touched. And I think Valle has the skills to touch her up a little bit. But it's really going to come down to what the judges are looking for on the night. So in the Boxing Scene article, they were talking about where the fight's going to take place. So Yokasta Valle said, you need to fight me in Costa Rica, where I fill stadiums, not theaters, which is definitely a shots fired, because where Estrada was fighting on the same weekend as Crawford and Spence. It was a small place. I don't even remember where they were fighting at. I would have to look it up, to tell you the truth. Because I know she had fought at the Palms. I don't know if she fought at the Palms again. I wouldn't be surprised if it was at the Palms Casino in Vegas again. But it still was a small place. And Yokasta Valle is saying, look, I fill stadiums, so you need to come to me. I'm not opposed to that. But it's really going to be all about the ducats. It's all about the dollars. How much money is going to be put forth for those two to come together? How much money can Yokasta Valle's team put together to offer Sanisa Estrada in Top Rank? Because if Top Rank offered her and she didn't like it, she's well within her right to come back and say, look, this is what you offer me to come here. This is what I'm offering you to come to me. So I know a lot of people like to focus on who's ducking who, and we'll never get all those financial details. It'll always be a he said, she said. But all I know is these two need to stop circling and need to meet and come together and get in the ring and get it on, because it's going to be fire. It's going to be fire. And I want, you know what I want for this fight, if possible? I want a face-off. This is one of those fights, just like Baumgartner and Mayer, and then you had Shields and Savannah Marshall. I want a face-off between these two, because I guarantee that's going to be must-watch TV. But that was just a few things on my mind. I hope we get Valle, Estrada Valle. I can't wait for Cameron Taylor, November 25th. Harper Braekhus on October 7th. Benn is cleared, fans. Let's just chill and let the man get his life back. He got that stress off his shoulders. And let's just enjoy the fight. That's what we're here for as boxing fans. We all want a clean sport. But if someone goes through the process and they're cleared, let it go, y'all. Let it go. Stop trying to come up with there's any agendas involved or anything like that. He went through the process. He's cleared, not just once, but really twice, because he went to UCAD and he got cleared initially by the WBC. But that's all I got. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.